So I don't make enough videos of my car, and today we're going to be making a video with my car. I'll show you what I've got. I've got a project that I'm doing here today. This is the inside of my car, and this is what the ceiling looks like. As you can see, the headliner is what this is called, and it's all falling apart. I did re-glue it at one point, you can see, and I used some really strong glue actually. But this all used to be sagging down like a big pillow. Stuck it back up. Kind of looks like crap. There's that piece. I took that off yesterday, but I've got that. This is what it looks like here. It used to be come out all around these lights. I tucked it back in. And then here as well, look at this, all wrinkly. So you can see on this piece here, this used to be the same color. But yesterday I tried this. I put black felt on it that I had. I had a box of black felt from another project. So I put that on here and it looks really good. So I also did that back middle brake light that used to be this same beige color as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take this entire headlining out of the car and we're going to refinish it with black felt. So over here, as you can see, I've got some black felt. I bought this from Spotlight. I went all over Busselton looking for this, and I found it at Spotlight. So that's good, I've got that. And then over here, this is the spray glue that I was using before. It's really good stuff, except this is out, like Australia-wide. They can't get it anymore, so it's out of stock. So I've got this, which is actually better for heat resistance. It is quick grip, horizontal glue. It's kind of designed with this work in mind, and then I've got brushes, terps, roller to roll it on and stuff like that, roll the felt onto the thing. So let's go ahead and get this headliner out of the car. What I need to do is take off the sun visors, take out the lights, take this out, which I already had out yesterday because I already finished it, so I need to take it out again. The side handles, this trim around the sunroof, the C-pillars, the B-pillars and the A-pillars, everything needs to come out. So let's get started. I think this might be satisfying. That's what that looks like. That's from around the sunroof. These lights, this just you push here and it pops out. The dome light you push, like I think there's two metal tabs here, you push them, it pops out. These you push here, they pop out. These are screws, there's a pop pin here. These are screws, so now I need to go and remove all the rest of the crap and that other C pillar. I tried to remove this A pillar and it started cracking, as you can see, I broke it. So I'm going to look at a YouTube video and see if there's a trick to taking these out. But it looks like I'll be able to slip the headliner out from them without taking them out. I do want to cover them in black though, so they will need to come out at some point, but I'm not going to do that right now. I need to look at videos before I break them more. So let's keep removing the stuff. So you can kind of start to see why I'm doing this, because when it's 20 years old, this glue just doesn't hold anymore and the headliner drops. As you can see, I'm just pulling it off like that. So it looks like this, and then I used spray adhesive here and to hold it up. But you can see I used it here as well, but it's come off again. Need to pull this push pin out, get that C-pillar off, and get these side bits off, and then it should be ready to come out. So let's keep going. So I got this light out. You just use a screwdriver, get in there, pop it out, unplug it, and then this piece is actually just held in with clips that you have to pull like that. You can see that's what they look like. They're the same clips that hold the door cards in. And then this should just come out like this with a bit of encouragement. And there's a thing there. I don't know what that is. Actually, that looks like it's got something to do with the aerial, because the aerial's on this window. So, yep. That looks like a antenna lead. It's loose. Yep. Gonna pull this push pin out. There's a screw in the front and these side bits, and then this headliner should be ready to come out, and it comes out the back door according to the YouTube videos. So wish me luck. So I just pried at this bit right here and it came off. As you can see, it's loose, but after some quick video watching, it's actually screwed behind this piece. So this piece needs to come out, this piece to come out, these pieces need to come out. I've had these ones off before. They just slide forward gingerly. You can pop up the back seat, which is what I'm sitting on. Okay, that's one piece. I already removed the other piece. Now I need to move the front ones. And then this piece here should just pull out, yes. There might be some more panel clips in behind there. And then the front ones. Ready, so I got this B pillar off, as you can see. You have to unbolt the seat belt, so I had to move the seat up and forward all the way. Same thing with the driver's one. I'm about to do that one next. That piece of plastic trim in the front, the YouTube video is to say it just slides, but mine won't budge. And I'm not going to be able to remove them without breaking them, so I'm just going to leave them. I managed to get this leather piece off without removing that and without breaking anything, so that's good. I think on this side I broke the piece that wraps around that because it's metal and it slides down, so I think I've broken that, but I should be able to fix it hopefully. So I'm going to go ahead and do that side now. I apologize for the wind, but this headliner should be ready to come out now, so let's try and pull it out. There we go, it's coming loose now. Yeah, here we go. Progress! Slide it backwards. Okay, I just realised I forgot to fold these seats down. Because you're meant to do that. How flexible are you? Go all the way down, Mr. C. There we go. Coming out. Right. Weighs absolutely nothing. Seat needs to be all the way down. Which it is, but it's still in the way. This would be so much easier if this car was a touring. Here we go. It's not the most ideal, but it's working. Alright, the headliner is out. So now without putting it on the ground, I want to walk over here with it. Let's have a look at what the inside of the roof looks like, because I've never actually seen this. Alright, so I did break a few things, but overall I think it was pretty successful. These are the curtain airbags that go all the way across. I'm pretty sure they actually break the headliner when they explode. I'm pretty sure the thing's down there for them. So these pillars here need to come out. I need to watch a video on that. There's all the wiring for the dome lights. Metal bracketry for the grab handles and sunroof right here, which is still, I need to work out how this comes off to refinish it. Bit of sound deadening here. Some rubber bits for wiring that isn't in this car. And that's basically all that's underneath the headlining. So let's go ahead and start refinishing the headlining. Step one is to pull off all the old cloth. Now the main reason I'm replacing this is because this is shrunk, so I can't just pull it back over, because as you can see it doesn't reach to the edge. And it's pretty much doing that everywhere. You can see I actually used staples there on it. I stapled it back onto the cork. I did crease it a little bit, but I don't think it's too bad. You can see it's shrunk here. It's shrunk around here. It was hanging off by that pull pin that's in there. So I used some pretty strong adhesive in this area, so hopefully we'll be able to get it off. But let's go ahead, and you can see around these holes as well. So let's go ahead and start trying to pull it off. And this camera stand is very much nearly dead. This is very easy to pull off because it's so expired. Yeah, of course my staples are holding it in. There we go. Let's fold it over at the front. Okay, so this is going to go into the rubbish bin. Just put it over there for now though. So to clean up this old headboard, I'm going to probably not do it on video, but I'm just going to vacuum up all this foam that's loose and get in with turpentine and just paper towels, brush, whatever. that's the headliner board cleaned up as best as I can get it. It's definitely by no means perfect, but I think for the most part the new headliner will cover it because it's pretty thick. At the store they fold it and there's 4 meters by 1 meter here. So I need to unfold this and then roll it up into a roll so that I can unroll it and not get it on the ground. So I'm actually going to go inside and do this so I don't get any more bits of dirt in here than there already is, and I'll be right. Alright, so I've got this all rolled up. It's not very neat, but it doesn't matter because I'm about to unroll it. So the felt is 90 centimeters wide, and I believe, yeah, this is 1.05 meters. And it'll be a bit more than that because this sinks in here. So I'm going to do it in 1 meter or 90 centimeters coming out here, which means it'll end about here, or I do it from this side and I can make it end up to about here, which is in the sunroof. So I'm going to make the first one end here, right at the edge of the sunroof, and then bring the other one all the way across this back section. So that's how we're going to do this. I'm going to do it in one section at a time. So the first thing that I need to do, so it's going to be going it's going to be going like this. If I move this and not the roll, it's going to be going, the roll will be coming across it like that. So let's unroll it and cut it out. Scissors. I'm actually going to go ahead and close these doors on the car because they don't need to be open. By the way, if there's any professionals watching this, I've probably done everything wrong because I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm just a guy in a garage who wants to make his car better. Not necessarily perfect, but better. Okay, so that's this front section cut. I've probably cut way too much, but that's okay. I'd rather have too much than not enough. So what I'm going to do now is fold this over here, a little bit over halfway, and we can start painting the glue on. Right, we need to mix the paint. Not the paint, it's the glue. So I've got a roller, brushes for the paint, the glue, and I'm going to need a random piece of wood. Probably too long. So I can probably just do it with a brush. I'm going to do that. It says on the instructions that you're meant to hold the lid down while you're opening it. I don't quite know why. Hopefully it doesn't blow up in my face. I probably should shake it. This is magnetic, or this screwdriver is probably magnetic. I think I'm actually going to flip this around. Okay, paintbrushes. These are really cheap, nasty brushes, so I'm actually going to use the medium-sized one, so use the big one for the back. I should have thought this through. I need a bin. Start brushing. So that's the headlining all stuck down now, and I have to say, it's actually come out pretty good. I wouldn't say, I don't really know what I was expecting. As far as imperfections go, like large areas, I did try to remove as much of those little bumps of the old glue as possible, but honestly don't think it would have mattered because that glue is quite thick, which makes it easy to work with, easy-ish to work with at least. And also this material, it's thicker than the old headliner, so bumps aren't going to stick out. There is a crease line here and a crease line here, and I'm hoping that that's going to go away with time. So what I want to do now is flip it over and cut off all this excess and glue it, tuck it behind the other side. So let's do that. I just realised this tape's been open on the floor and I could kick it all the whole time. Yeah, I didn't do that. Flip it over, like so. Scissors. By far the trickiest part was getting this all folded up all around the edges. From the factory it was only folded up at the front and the back, or the front and the back, but I decided to do this all the way around because this does make it long last, because when it shrinks it has something to like pull back, but this carpet shouldn't shrink like the original carpet does. As you can see, I cut the hole around for these lights, sunroof cover, that light on the other side, and the sun visors as well. I've poked a knife through all these holes, so that's ready to go. Same thing with all these handles, the screws. So I'm about to flip this up and see what it looks like for the first time, and I'm going to have to stick it over there and bring my car in because obviously it's dark outside now. So let's see what it looks like. Ooh, so definitely far from perfect, but considering what I spent on these materials, which is all I think $100, there's a little bit of glue here that must have been on my fingers. That's unfortunate, but once it's in the car you shouldn't be able to see that. It's looking really good. No air pockets in here, this was all sagging before. That's where the joint is, you can see where it is, but I feel like I've hidden it pretty well. The worst bit is here, you can't see it, I'll show it to you in a minute. And then this here, you couldn't even see this before because it just kept sagging, this crease line here. I'm not going to put it in the car until tomorrow though, because I want to let this glue set a bit more so that the car doesn't smell like the glue. As you can see, none of it's sagging, there's no air bubbles. The carpet's pretty clean too. I'm really happy with how this came out. Again, that's the joint there and there. And again, I wish the whole sunroof looked like this, but right there you can see that's where I messed up a little bit. I just put a little piece. As you can see, this is where the handles go. Looks really good. I'm actually really happy with it. Need to finish off the other bits, but this can go in the car in the morning. So yep, I'll see you in the morning when we put this in the car. Guys, it's the following morning and it's the part that I'm the most excited for, is getting this reconditioned headliner back into the car. I didn't put it in last night because A, I was exhausted from doing this, and B, the glue wasn't set, and so I was worried that it was going to stink the inside of the car. So it doesn't actually smell, even when I'm putting my nose on it now. So I think the glue's pretty cured. It reckons it needs 24 hours to fully cure, but I think it's done giving off gases. So we can go ahead and put this headliner back in the car. So let's go ahead and try and do that and probably struggle a lot. Yeah, like that. That's correct. Without damaging it too much more. Okay, it's in the car. Now I need to get it up on the roof. Gonna need to work out the A pillars. That's both of these A pillars removed. As you can see, they're made out of ABS plastic, and it's basically impossible to not break them when you remove them. You remove these covers that have airbag written on them first. that hide the screws. You can see I only broke this one in one place. The other one I broke in like 3 places. And then there's like clips that go into the leather dash down here. They always break off because it's 20 years old, brittle plastic. But there's enough wiggle room here that we can get this headliner back in. So let's make an attempt to do that. Let's see how long this takes me to work out. Oh yeah, okay. Needs to get up and above in there. Oh, there. I see now. On this side is also sitting incorrectly. Yes. I think the black goes with the beige well. And this stay here. No. I feel like I'm going to need another person. Come on now, put your hands up. There it is. Right. So now I somehow need to get it to rest up there and then fasten it somewhere somehow. You can get a push pin because there's a push pin in the back. That's close enough. Let's say I was a bit worried about the black not going with the tan leather or beige. But other than the sunroof lid, I need to colour that as well. But like, if you look at it compared to that door, I know it's not shut, and the seat, it works. Because the dash is already black as well, and the steering wheel. So what I need to do now is get all this weather stripping that I pulled out, because this kind of sits over the headliner. So I need to get all this back in, and then it'll be more solid. But I think before I do that, oh no, those handles are going to line up. But before I do that, I need to make sure all the plugs are at the lights and the sun visors in the front. And then there's no more plugs in the back here. This brake light's ready to go. I could probably put the trim on that right now, but I'm not going to just yet. And get the sun visors back in because they do partly screw it in. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the time lapse again. I might set the camera up in the car somewhere and hit the time lapse. Okay, so this is what it's looking like in here now. I'm not really minding too much the beige parts, but I think I do still want to change them to black, but it is nice having a bit of contrast. These bits are actually quite hard to get in because obviously I couldn't cut holes because they're just little screw holes. This one was the hardest because there's a push pin behind this one. So yeah, but I've got them in, as you can see. They're in the steel frame of the car, so they're solid, as they should be. Got the handles back in, I just need to put the covers back on the screws. There is this seal that goes around the sunroof. Yeah, it's going to need that. I was hoping I could get away without it, but that's too floppy. So what I'm going to do now is finish these back C pillars, and then probably these B pillars. I might actually do these first, in the black felt. Yeah, these are these pieces I was talking about. You can see I broke this one right there. It's cracked. This is the other one of these pieces. You can see I broke it. And then here's the other A pillar. So I'm going to go ahead and start finishing some of these parts and get them car more put together. So let's get going. Alrighty, it is time to learn the alphabet. A pillar, B pillar, and C pillar. Let's get these refinished. Right, so that's these two pieces done, the C pillars. Let's go ahead and get these back in the car so we can see how they look. It's looking really good. You can see I've got the middle brake cover on, brake light cover. But yeah, it's looking really nice now. Now it's time to do these mid pillars and then the A pillars. I got glue caught in my arm hairs and it hurts to pull on it. I'm going to try and cut it out with the scissors. Got a bit out. It's in an awkward spot as well because I'm right-handed. I need 3 hands. Got it. Nice. That's what happens when you do this. Alright, time to do the B pillars, which are these ones with the seatbelt bits when the seatbelt comes out. So, peel this back. These look fine, but they're not going to go with the black. So, that's why we're finishing them. And I thought with the C pillars and these and the A pillars, I thought I should pull this off and just paint this black. But I think I want to have it carpeted. So this piece slides out. So how does this come out? Oh, like this. Hopefully without breaking it. There we go. Alright, keep going. These ones are pretty easy. There's these 2 clips, and you can see this is 2 metal tabs right there. So those metal tabs just kind of slide in to those 2 little holes, and then on the bottom there's 2 push pins. They're pretty easy to remove and install once you know how to do it. I didn't know how to do that, so I just went tugging on it and broke one of these little loops, but I should be able to get it in there pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and get these in now. You pull this trim out, the lower part of the seat belt, these bits stay in the car. You want to get needle nose pliers, pull them out and put them back in here. Okay, like that. And then you're going to want to put it like as low as you can get it. As low as you can get it, and then it like slides up onto this, like that. And then it falls out again, so you have to do it a second time. And make sure that it's not going to go anywhere this time. Then you're going to go around the other side and slip it up underneath this trim, but with the weather stripping on the outside, which is kind of difficult to do one-handed. It's actually kind of difficult to do two-handed, so it looks kind of something like this. With this weather stripping sitting on the outside, which it isn't. So you have to take it out and put it back in again. Oh no, there we go. So the weather stripping sits out like this. You have to pull the weather stripping out on both the front and back door too. And then this should just push in, assuming those little black things have lined up and one of them's dropped out. Of course it has. But you get the idea. They just need to go back in the hole that they were in. Okay. So I have to deploy proper BMW technique. Oh. Here we go. Finally. No? Ninja flip. Just a case of putting all these things on. And I've got both of these put together, as you can see. Let's finish this one. Need to put these bits of trim back in here. All the covers back on these handles. And then the back is done, and I still need to do the sunroof and the A-pillars. I'm going to probably try to do the A-pillars today, but I'm not going to tackle the sunroof today. So, yeah, let's get the rest of this all back together. I thought I filmed the rest of this, but I didn't for whatever reason. But I got these A-pillars done. They weren't very hard. I didn't actually fold over on the edges because of the airbags that are behind here. And as you can see, there's those covers that go here that are missing now. I'm just deciding to run without them. It looks fine. These bolts are black and you can't see the holes because I just carpeted over them. I got this microphone in a better place too. This is for the car kit. So yeah, that's it now. And the thing looks absolutely stunning.